In Ottawa, a week can feel like a lifetime. And this week, the ground beneath the official opposition has begun to fracture. It was supposed to be a week of attack, a week where the Canadian Liberal government, armed with a new budget, would be tested by the opposition. Instead, the Conservative Party of Canada is reeling, not from an external blow, but from an internal rupture. A second political casualty in a matter of days. First, a defection, then a resignation. 2 members of parliament gone. One crossed the floor to join the government. The other one is walking away from his seat entirely. And the official stories? Chris d'Entremont says it as it is. Something like, the Conservative Party does not align with his values anymore. And Matt Jeneroux quotes personal reasons, more time with his family and such. But in the corridors of power, the whispers tell a different tale entirely. A story of conservative leadership in peril, a party in chaos. This is not just about 2 MPs. This is about a confidence vote, a budget, and the future of Pierre Poilievre. So today we're gonna dig deep into all of that. We take a look at Poilievre's leadership crisis, then we talk about the unexpected budget support, a desperate gamble, and we will reflect on a new political reality. So let's get started. What does this latest resignation mean for Poilievre's leadership? The defection of Chris d'Entremont was a public rebuke, a member leaving, cutting a toxic environment under Poilievre. The resignation of Jeneroux is perhaps more telling. He isn't just leaving his seat, he's leaving parliament. A 10-year representative walking away? The effect is the same. Poilievre has lost 2 people. This is not the way Poilievre wanted this week to go. Instead of attacking Mark Carney's budget 2025, Poilievre is in total crisis mode. So much so that his team reportedly forgot to formally table the opposition's motions to strike down the budget. A procedural misstep that speaks volume about the chaos inside. The reports from inside the caucus are stark. It's very toxic in there. The leadership style, no carrot, just sticks. An aggressive tone leading throughout fear. How do you foster a team when the primary tool is pressure? When stories emerge of intense pressure being applied even to prevent more floor crossings. Just think about that. There are, by all accounts, a lot of unhappy people in that caucus. Soon, those MPs will return to their ridings and families, away from the direct supervision of Poilievre's leadership team. Then they will have time to reflect, to consider where they belong. This leads me to the question, is Poilievre's leadership in trouble? If you are the leader of an official opposition on the week of a budget and you lose 2 MPs, the answer must be yes. It does not go well for a leadership. And all this points towards January, to Poilievre's leadership review. What does it mean for that crucial vote when your own caucus is showing signs of fracture? When the team you are supposed to lead is questioning your methods? Your foundation is cracking. While the opposition convulses, the government has tabled its budget. And in a stunning twist behind closed doors, Mark Carney could already operating a de facto majority government without having called an election. The Liberals were 3 seats short of the majority. Then 1 MP crossed the floor, leaving them 2 seats short. Now, a Conservative MP has resigned, leaving them just 1 seat short of the magic number. All the government needs now is 1 MP from the opposition to vote with them, and the budget passes. And there are a lot of reasons for opposition members to support this budget. Many of them in private would like to see it pass. They are simply trapped by the politics of saving face. The NDP is in particular pickle, with members openly praising parts of the budget, while their leadership struggles to maintain a united front against it. The NDP is not going to vote for an election. It is the last thing they want to do, because they are not even an official caucus anymore. They are all just trying to save their own skin. That being said, in my opinion, reflecting on what I have seen so far how Mark Carney conducts business, the Liberals will not give in and rewrite the budget to appease the opposition, to stay in power. I'm certainly not saying they want an election, but I think they are staring down the opposition parties and basically saying, you want to defeat us? Be our guest, give us your best shot. I think what Mark Carney wants is a majority, but I don't think they are going to bend over backwards just to please anyone. But the most significant endorsement of the budget did not come from a politician. It came from our top economist, Bank of Canada's Governor Tiff Macklem, a man who is famously careful with his words. And what did he say? He said, and I quote, "I think there's a significant change in this budget." He highlighted the government's reduction in operational expenditures, its pivot towards public investment, its effort to catalyze private investment. This was not just an approval. This was a positive review from the most cautious of institutions. The governor of the Bank of Canada is very careful with what he says, because his words move markets. A statement like this one is a powerful, independent validation of the government's fiscal plan. It leaves the opposition with little substantial ground to stand on. Which brings us to the non-confidential vote, to Poilievre's desperate gamble. He made his position clear. He proposed an amendment that would have killed the budget and forced an election, perhaps even before Christmas. So we must ask, why is Poilievre so desperate to trigger an election now? The answer lies in his own crumbling foundations. Conservatives starting to turn their back on him. He is desperate to trigger an election while he still has the votes. In another couple of days he may not. But there is a deeper, more pressing reason. Pierre Poilievre is facing a leadership campaign at the beginning of January. With MPs crossing the floor, with resignation and the memory of his own seat loss in the general election, his hold on power is fragile. An election called now would be his salvation. It would stop everything, trigger a campaign, freeze all internal party processes, and give him one last chance to really rely his base. It is all Hail Mary pass, a desperate attempt to change the channel of his own internal crisis. And now he faces a humiliating scenario. He will have to explain to his party at the leadership review in January how he is still the man for the job. How, under his leadership, his party suffered a humiliating defeat, most likely, on the budget he claimed was indefensible. How he lost his own seat. How an MP crossed the floor to join the Liberals, and how another one quit just before the most important vote of the session. That is the legacy of this week. So, where does this leave us? A government unexpectedly strengthened, a budget validated by the nation's top economist, a prime minister who, through a combination of strategy and fortune, now governs with the power of a majority, and an opposition leader fighting for his political life, not just against the government, but against the ties within his own party. You see, a confidence vote is about more than just a budget. It is a referendum on stability versus chaos, on a plan that has received independent approval versus leadership that is losing the confidence of his own team. Ottawa has changed this week. The political calculus has been rewritten. Poilievre's fortress is shown deep cracks. And as the vote approaches, all of Canada is watching to see if it will hold. So let me know in the comments below what you think. Will the confidence vote go through? If you found this video helpful, please hit the subscribe, like and share button. And if you like this channel's deep dive, ring the bell so you won't miss our next one. Thanks for watching. I'm Wilfried Lemkuller from Europe Curious.
Kept thinking we could never live without you by our side. And we spent so many nights thinking how you did us wrong. Now we've banded all together. Your tariff made us strong, and so you know you're not so great. There's not a snowball's chance in hell will be your 51st state. You really need our resources far more than we need you, so now just go. Walk out the door. We do not need you. You're not welcome anymore. Weren't you the one who instigated these trade fights? You'll soon grow to regret it when we turn out your lights. We will survive. As long as we can think and what we know will stay alive. We have all we really need. We can live without your greed. We will survive. We will survive. There's mission. It's time anew. We're not that fledgling little country stealing all of you. We are now a nation proud that is happy to be free. You didn't realize you gave us our own identity, so now just go. We will survive. As long as we can think and work, we know we'll stay alive. Yeah, but all we really need, we can live without your greed. We will survive. We will survive. We will survive.
51st state, my fucking ass. Go on, Canola.